Yeah, we started working with Alan and EPractice Manager in my area roughly 6 years ago when we had Alan in for a lecture. The lecture went really well. It was a lecture that we put on. It was a Friday course where we had doctors and staff. And it was the first time that I'd worked with Alan, and the reviews were really great. And the customer that we brought them in for actually started using EPractice Manager for their consulting work. It's been a great result for my customer that started working with EPractice Manager. The team was able to go in and work with them over the period of a few years. And actually within the first few months, we saw a dramatic change in how the actual practice was operating. What Alan and the ePractice management team is able to do when they come in is to help to have the staff identify exactly what their roles and responsibilities are. They come in and they do an in-depth look at the practice and look at what they're doing well in areas that they can improve on. And the nice thing about how they approach it is that it's not, oh, how come were you doing this? I can't believe this. It's very non-confrontational, and they really allow the office to make the decisions on what they need to change and what they need to improve on. And it's nothing where they force kind of a cookie cutter approach down their practice and try to change their business model. Yeah, one of the great things about working with ePractice Manager is that they really work to make the offices as efficient as possible. And so what we've seen with that is that it's actually less work for the sales rep as far as helping to work with the staff or having to work with referrals, because they help to put those processes in place to make sure that the communication is great between the surgical office and the restorative office. And so you're not running around doing some of the time wasting things that you sometimes have to do with your practices. So they really outline the best ways to work with their restorative doctors. You know, my recommendation for any rep out there that is looking to grow and is looking to provide a value above and beyond, you know, our superior products and services, I would highly recommend ePractice Manager. We have seen growth with every practice that we've involved the team with. So whether that's been in-person lectures, webinars, and then one-on-one coaching, or even just the internet-based ePractice Manager, we've seen positive results from that from a sales aspect. And it's something that I feel has been instrumental in helping me to be able to meet and achieve and meet and exceed my sales goals on an annual basis. For anybody that's ever watched an auto race before, each car has to go through a pit stop. And when the car goes into the pit stop, there's individuals that do a specific task. So you have somebody that is going to jack up the car, an individual that's going to remove the tires and place new ones. There's an individual that fills up the gas tank. And then there's individuals that help to push the car to get it started back going faster. And that's really what ePractice Manager does for our dental offices. They go in and they identify the specific tasks and roles for each employee. And by doing that, it creates extreme efficiencies because we don't have overlap and waste. It's one of the things that I find most valuable about working with ePractice Manager, and one of the biggest feedbacks that I get from my doctors. I had one doctor explain to me after working with ePractice Manager where he found out that he was doing tasks that he shouldn't have been doing. And he was explaining it to me, and the best analogy he could come up with is that he pointed to a wall. And he said, "John, do you see that wall?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "John, if I needed that wall painted, I could paint that wall. That's well within my skill set. I could do that. But that's not the best use of my time. The best use of my time is treating patients and making sure that I lead my staff properly. I need to find somebody else to paint that wall if I ever need it painted." And I think that's something that's very empowering when you look at that as far as creating efficiencies within the dental practice.